past. Developed by vicarious visions. It's Crash Bandicoot!
Hello everyone, I'm Kevin, and this is Kev Plays. It's the first Kev Play, so we'll see how it goes. It's more of an experiment of anything, but I do enjoy the idea of live streaming and uploading to YouTube, so yeah, so I guess we'll just jump right in. Crash Bandicoot. It's probably the first game I ever owned. Came with. We're gonna get into the game first, so I can lower the volume a bit from the settings. We'll watch the cutscene first.
But, Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Alright. By the way, not a fan of the hints on the loading screen. I know they're trying to, get the newer fans ready for this game or whatever, but I just, I miss the old days of just jumping in and just, I don't know. Alright. Let me see if I can adjust the volume, because I'm not... Because there's not much cutscenes afterwards, but... Alright. Alright, so this is one of the first games I owned. I got the PlayStation 1, came with a bundle with Crash 2. Well, not yet. It wasn't this game. It was Crash 2 and Gran Turismo. And I remember I really wanted to play Gran Turismo. And my cousins were like, no, you have to play this one first. You have to play Crash Bandicoot first. And I just remember seeing the cover with Crash 2. And I've seen, like, commercials before. And I was like, I guess it's like a Donkey Kong-like thing. And... Well, I don't know. I was ready to play it, but I wasn't, like, that excited. But anyway, I put it in anyway, Crash 2, and from the first level, Turtle Woods, I was hooked. I just love the idea of the linear gameplay, like, and that you just have to overcome the obstacles. It wasn't about, like, the free roam. Obviously, free roam wasn't really a thing yet. I mean, Spyro kind of brought that a little bit more into the gaming sphere. Yeah, can't talk, sorry. But, I don't know, I like this. So a little bit about me is I run a series called Let's Watch Series on WordPress. It's a blog. It's for TV reviews and movies or whatever. From shows like The Simpsons to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Twin Peaks, any show. Like any show that I've been watching and I just feel I need to write about, I'll write. And it's seldom operated. So, but anyway, I was tinkering with trying to get into like video editing and podcasting possibly. So this is kind of an experiment because the PS4 allows you to just, you know, hook a mic up and just start droning on and on and on. Which, that's an experiment of itself because, you know, it's kind of, this is like the first time I've ever really talked to myself for an extended amount of time. Like, I've talked to myself, but, you know, I say we're gonna go for like an hour, and we'll see by the end of this if it's even, coherent, or even like, if it even like, make the format even make sense, but we'll see. It's all learning. That's what Crash Bandicoot's all about anyway. It's the perfect game to start with, I'd say. Because it's all muscle memory for me. And this, Crash 1 I didn't really play as much as a kid, because I just started with Crash 2 and then I got worked. And so Crash 1 I would borrow from like a friend. And yes, the PS1 version is much more difficult because not only is it the platforming more difficult in general, but the save feature was not as kind. It was at a time when password saves were kind of like the game offered password saves, but it was like one of the first games that used memory card support. But the save system wasn't as, like, it wasn't just like, oh, whatever level you completed, then you can save it, you know, whatever progress you have. It was literally like you needed to get to a certain bonus level, and if you haven't died by the time you got to it. And the only way you could save is if you beat that bonus level. But if you died before you got to that bonus level, it wouldn't show up. So you literally would have to play another level and hope you didn't die for that one. And not every level has a bonus level, so it just wasn't, you know, convenient at all. Definitely much harder. And every gem you needed to, the checkpoint system isn't even that up to code, because you would have to, it would save your progress to where, like, if you died, say if I died after this, I would come back to this checkpoint, but it would not save my box progress. Meaning you would have to go all the way back to get all the boxes you need to. That is, if you can even get them. So, it was hard to get into this. Long story short, it was hard to get into this game. I did beat it though. I did beat the original PS1 version, 100%, as I have with this. The Sane Trilogy, I think Vicarious Visions did a great job with this. There is some problems still, like the hitboxes are a little weird, and Crash seems to slip off edges more because he has kind of like they kind of use this like pill-shaped or like egg-shaped system for his feet, which is, you know, it sounds bizarre if I don't elaborate on that, I guess, but basically they made it so that his feet aren't as flat, even though they look flat. I guess it's hard to explain. This is probably the easiest bonus here, and trust me, it's going to get much harder and much more frustrating for you to watch. I don't claim to be an expert at this game. I don't remember all the secrets. I don't, like, a lot of levels I'll be playing, trying to go for all the boxes, not knowing that I can't even get the gem in this level, so we'll see. Whoa! Okay, there we go. So yeah, that one I needed like a color gem in order to get past. It doesn't tell you which levels are required for that, but I guess that's me complaining about something I was just saying the game shouldn't hold your hand. But I guess, I don't know. You take what you can get. I think this is not Native Fortress is a level that's like this, that comes a little bit later, and that is one of like the notoriously long levels. Even as a kid, I was just like amazed that it was as difficult as it was and as long. It just felt like it never ended. I'm also playing Crash Nitro Field currently. I'm not going to stream it. Maybe I'll stream it later on, but that has been... I mean, CTR is one of my favorite multiplayer games in general. Kart racing for sure. Definitely the best PS1 multiplayer game, I'd say. I mean, the only other games I had were Twisted Metal, and they didn't hold up as well as CTR did. CTR, like, Naughty Dog just perfected the physics and the engine so wonderfully. And it was ahead of its time, too. It's not like Mario Kart, where it's kind of a little bit more luck-based. Oh. There we go. It's definitely based a little bit more on skill. And CTR Nitro Field by Beanox, they did a great job with it, too. It has some hiccups, too, but it's definitely a 9 out of 10 game. And the characters they're adding, it's like the whole it's like the Smash Ultimate of kart racers right now for me. Even Spyro's in it. I remember I would play this game after school, elementary school, and I could only play it. I was only allowed to play it until I was done with my homework. And honestly, I think this helped my homework. I think I would be better at I would have been better at my homework if I played this game first, because like it really is a game that like rewards intelligence and punishes stupidity. It rewards patience too. It definitely is a game like when the bonus systems levels get more like complex, it feels like you need to know like your math, you need to and your timing, right? Like you know what I mean? It's like it's hard to explain. It's like a puzzle. It was definitely a good game to play as a kid. Helped you with to get out of helped you with problem solving, I guess. But it didn't present itself like a math blaster or like one of those educational games. It's definitely a strange game because just the premise alone is that you're kind of like in this like Plum Island. It's almost like you're escaping like a Plum Island setting where the scientist just experiments on animals. Horrible experiments where I shouldn't even be. I'm probably just supposed to be like a normal Bandicoot, but like now I can like walk on my hind legs and like do like it's a little disturbing. A lot of the characters that show up in this, I feel like wouldn't be allowed in like kids' cartoons today. But we'll show that a little later on. Definitely our girlfriend Tawna, who we're supposed to be saving, it's kind of the typical save your girlfriend story in a video game, is a little bit, not that it is what it is, but I can definitely see why Naughty Dog went with Coco as the sister and kind of representing that female representation more than just like a generic busty girlfriend that we have to save. But that's what gave this game its edge. It kind of had a little bit of a, you know, I wouldn't say adult undertone to it, but it was kind of like a dark kids game in a way. But it's a kids game, you know. I'm not trying to make it out that it's, you know, not an E for everyone game. But this level is probably one of the most iconic levels of this franchise, and I did that pretty splendidly. Trust me, later on I'm gonna be dying a lot. We'll see how long. Like, I hope I don't get a game over, but we'll see. It's really frustrating to watch other Let's Players do this if they doing this blind, because it's a trial and error game, and a lot of how well I'm playing right now is due to a lot of deaths that I've done throughout my childhood or whenever I played this game. I found these games just so peaceful and meditative, you know. For me, this is all muscle memory, and it's you know, it's not about killing people really. Well, you know, you always have to overcome enemies or whatever. I guess that's what games do, but it's more just about getting from point A to point B. See, people criticize the linearness of this game. I think it's one of its strengths. I love the idea that everything in the level is an obstacle, and that you basically have to go through it. You have to go around, you know, maybe go around it, but most of the time you're going right over it or through it, or you know, you have to find your way through. It's not like an open world game where you can just kind of like avoid things, you know. I feel like it's a little. There's a uniqueness to it. I love like but what they called this game conceptually the Sonic's ass game, because it was basically a 2D side scroller that was turned to face in a 3D direction forward. And that's kind of that's what drew me to this game. When this game came out, it definitely was revolutionary. It definitely was one of the first 3D games. I mean, Super Mario. Forgetting the exact name. Sorry, I know there's an audience right now that's like, you don't even know the name, but. The 1996 Super Mario 64. There we go. This is the 90s, though, you know. It kind of saddens me that, you know, I guess kids are they grew up with Fortnite, and that's fine. But I kind of think it was nice to grow up when video games was still, you know, learning their own ropes. Now we have games that are like movies. Like, it's pretty crazy. All right, Papu Papu is the first boss. There's not much introductions into these. You just have to. I kind of like it. It's like, use your imagination. You know, obviously you know how he fits in thematically. You've seen his like little minions in one of the last levels. You can just stand on this chair here, but yeah, I guess that's pretty easy. I love the music in this version for this level, by the way. If you YouTube Crash and Sane Trilogy, the Papu Papu's boss theme, I think it's actually better than the original. And usually I'm the guy who says, like, you know, the original was better. It's, you know, more nostalgic, and there's definitely some songs in the Insane Trilogy that kind of missed their mark. They kind of missed, like, some of the instruments I was expecting to hear, and even though it's a synthesizer mostly, but you know what I mean. The little subtleties of... I don't even know if this is one of the levels where I can actually get the gem, but I know there's a... Oh. That's the right one. I don't know though. I don't know if this is how it's gonna go. I don't even know if I'm gonna go for 100% with this game. I might not. If it was Crash 2 or Crash 3, yes, I would go for 100%. I'm definitely not doing the time trials for Crash 1 or Crash 2, because that wasn't, like, exactly how I used to play them, even though I did do them. And my god, I don't think Crash 1 is designed for... Some of the levels do flow nicely for the time trials. You kind of have to learn the patterns of exactly when to go and stuff, but you could tell that the game overall was not meant to be, like, sped through, even though there will be people speedrunning. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the harder points. Yeah, it's a little bit. We got this. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I don't know why I'm going on each individual one. I just thought it was cool that I went on the other one. On top of the... Whenever you see those bouncy boxes, it's usually 5. 5 until they break, but if you get off them and then come back to them, they might just break. So it's kind of a weird logic that goes to it, but there is a logic. Oh, I think I just saw a hint that said you need a blue gem, which I guess I'd rather have that hint. Yeah, there's the blue. I would need the blue gem to get through this level. Oh my god, and I died. My first death, right? You tell me. Oh my goodness. I don't understand the skunks, because that's more of a woodland critter, but like the jungle, maybe Australia has them, I don't know. Oh, did I miss one? What? Oh, I probably need a blue gem or something. I don't know. Whatever. I can't get them all anymore. I kind of like to get in those. I have 26 lives already. That's pretty crazy. I'm sure I'll lose a lot of them. Out of the Naughty Dog games, I still hold Crash as one, like, I mean, The Last of Us and the Uncharted series are great. Jak and Daxter I played too. I still think I would put Crash above Jak, even though Jak is a lot more of an updated platformer. The original game was like one of the first, like, kind of like like full open world that was kind of like, you know, seamlessly an open world game. I think it had loading times, but I'm not sure. But I know it was all connected. Here we go. This level. Hog Wild. And by the way, I have the stream on where people can come in. I don't expect people to because I don't have like followers or anything. But it's the only way I really know how to do this. But I kind of like the idea that maybe we'll have a visitor. Now this level, we can definitely get the gem. I say we as if, well, you are along for the ride, so yes. And you can help any way you can. Ooh, that's a hard jump, by the way. Alright. But yeah, if I had to rank the Naughty Dog franchises, for me, well, it's hard to rank The Last of Us because that's one game, and that's a great game. But obviously, it doesn't have The Last of Us Part 2 still has to come out. Obviously, that's gonna be, I'm sure, it's gonna be great. But if we were to talk about like kind of like it's pretty clear that like the franchises are done. It's between Uncharted, Jak, and Crash. I would say I don't know. They're all different games, but I do adore Uncharted. I love it. I know it's a little bit watered down compared to other third-person shooters, but I love it. Carries the same spirit I loved from Crash, where it's kind of a linear game, linear, wide linear or whatever. But I love the characters. That's really what the game is for me, is the characters and kind of the story. Not so. I love the story, but for me, it's so much more. The characters really just sell me on. I love Nathan Drake. I love Elena. I love Chloe Fisher and Sully. And it just has that same adventurous spirit, and it's kind of a little weird too because like Nathan's like killing people, but like he's also like an adventurer. I just kind of like that. I kind of like that hypocrisy that it's never really questioned. A lot of people complain that it's never addressed. That like in reality, like he's left behind like hundreds upon maybe thousands of dead soldiers behind him. Could argue that they're trying to kill him, but I don't know. At a certain point, you're like a mass killer. Oh my god! See, I'm talking so much that I'm gonna. Don't worry, I'm not as bad with the Ascension here as other Let's Players might be, but I'll probably have my own mistakes. But yeah, I think Uncharted, and then I would say Crash, because honestly, I played all three Jacks, and I loved it. I enjoyed it, but it just didn't. I've noticed there's really nothing making me want to play it again. Whereas in Crash, I'm always ready to play more Crash, and I'm always ready to play more Uncharted. That's my opinion. I love Jak and Daxter though. I thought it was a great game. I thought it still. I like how it blended kind of like the old classic platformer with kind of like a more modern. I guess they brought back the third-person shooter aspect, but it was still kind of a platformer. Jak 2 was definitely kind of insane to play because it adopted a lot of GTA's qualities. Getting in and out of vehicles. It definitely was a lot more adult. It kind of left the kiddiness behind in the first game. Not to say that the first game was kiddie, but definitely, there's a reason why the first game is E for everyone, and the second is T for team, as well as the third. I feel like maybe if I was a kid growing, because I missed out on Jak and Daxter. That's the thing. I had to go back to it with the PS3 HD collection to see what it was all about, and I enjoyed it, but I think I would have enjoyed it more as a kid when I played it. When the PS2, when it came out on PS2, for PS2 I mostly played. I guess I was more of a teenager then, so I was getting into more mature games, or like Tony Hawk. I loved playing all those Tony Hawk games. But it definitely was when shooters were getting more popular. I played SOCOM, I played Killzone. And those were kind of games that weren't you weren't really getting that experience with the first PlayStation. You were, but I would just, I was never really old enough to get into it. Because I kind of came into PS1 late, too, I think. So I got the Crash 2 Gran Turismo bundle, so I guess midway through I came in with the PlayStation. Or a little after it was released.
What have we got?
See, this, I don't even know why I'm going for every box, because I know this level doesn't have, because it doesn't offer you the gem, you need the color gem. I was amazed when I first figured this out, that you can go back here. A lot of concentration goes into this. Whew. I'm kind of just going. Like, I know I'm supposed to, like, I should be a little bit more thoughtful with my next move, but I don't know. I guess that just worked out. It's the 3 fire pits that will get you at the end. I mean, see, if you can get through this, you can get through your math homework. You know what I mean? I don't think I have to explain. Oh my gosh! Alright. Ah. Like honestly, if you put Crash I 100%ed Crash Bandicoot on your resume. That's. I mean, if I was an employer, I would hire you in a second, because you went through some shit, and you obviously know how— oh my god, see? Alright, I guess I'm not hired. Oh my god. So I'm talking, whenever I talk, the blood rushes to my head, because I need to think in order to talk, and the muscle memory goes away. Fire's gonna go, Goat's gonna jump, I probably should have went. I'm gonna go. I'll direct my muscle memory to my brain. So I'll just like narrate everything I'm doing. I'm gonna come up this thing, it's gonna be a little slippery, we'll wait for that fire to come, and then boom. Give it a little spin. We can make it. There we go. Got some Wumpa fruit, and yes, I call them Wumpa fruit. I won't upset you by calling them apples. They have always been Wumpa fruit. I don't know exactly what type of fruit they are, but it's a Wumpa fruit. Alright. Wait for this. Spin. Alright, got you. There we go, and this is the 3-er. I can make it in one go without going on that middle thing. But we'll see. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go to the middle thing. Just makes me feel safer. Is there anything back here? There we go. We need that. We need that 30-foot live. Oh my goodness. There we go. Alright. Now we just gotta get up here. This level was just hell back then. You were a kid, you didn't even know what you're doing. Whoop. I mean, imagine going through this level with a very limited amount of lives because you're still learning the ropes of the game, and you need to get to a save point at some point. And this level, you need to get through this level, like, and God forbid, God knows like where the next save point is after this level. Oh my goodness. A lot of people when they fall, they like to spin all the platforms here, like impatiently to get them ready, but it's a mistake. It's like Naughty Dog knew that people were gonna do that. You just have to go all the way back down to the beginning and do one at a time. Alright. 37. Alright. I'm also playing Death Stranding right now, which is definitely an experimental game on its own right by Hideo Kojima, the Metal Gear Solid creative director. I'm not finished with it though, but I am enjoying it. It definitely is a different type of game. I've gotten to like the 3rd chapter in it right now, and it's definitely it definitely gets better as it goes. Not to say it's not good in the beginning, but you know what I mean. Okay, I think this level I can get the win. See, I'm a little, like, I'm new to the whole Let's Play circuit, so I don't, like, I know a lot of people have little quirky shticks, and they have, you know, they bring a lot of their personality into it. I'm very down to earth, so sometimes I'll make a joke, sometimes I'll bore the hell out of you. But that's like, you know, this is what this is all about. I'm trying to see exactly, you know, not that I would ever fake my personality or anything, but I'm just trying to see what I can talk about, what's the best thing to talk about, what's most interesting, and what's entertaining. I think out of the first 3 Crash games, I enjoy... I think if I was to rank them, it would go from best to worst. It's Crash 2, Crash 3, Crash 1. And Crash 1 is a different type. It's definitely a more old school platformer game. It's mostly platforming. So I kind of think that gives it an edge over the 2, because the other 2 introduce vehicles and a lot of new stuff, but this is very basic by the numbers. I still think it's a good game. I think what I like most about Crash 2 though is it's not as many vehicle levels. Not that the vehicle levels are ever bad, but it still retains that platforming aspect that Crash 1 has. But its story is also very underrated, I think. Whoa, sorry. Very underrated because it's almost like you get Stockholm Syndrome. Because you know Cortex is up to no good, and he's got you, and he's telling you this lie that, like, you're doing this to save the planet, you're trying to collect these crystals to save the planet, even though he's, like, gonna use them, for, you know, to destroy the planet or whatever. But you kind of start to believe him, even though you know what the truth is, and yet then, like, you know, his assistant Embryo comes in telling him to collect the gems instead, and you don't know who to believe, and Coco's telling you, like, you know, don't believe anything. You know, it's almost like a Metal Gear Solid type thing, where, like, Snake is getting all these like messages from people, and you really don't know what the hell's going on. Whoa, sorry. Like, a lot of people say, oh, Crash is so dumb for listening to Cortex, but I think he's playing a chess game. He's just gonna collect all the crystals he can, try to win Cortex's favor, and then by the end of it, he takes him on. Oh, okay. I keep thinking there was a box back there. I love how they use the Wumpa Fruits as kind of an indicator to go back. That's what I miss about the old games, because like it wasn't all about spelling it out for you. You kind of had to like take the hints for what they were. Like if you could take a visual clue like that, and then you actually were, you know, they reward you with something, that was a great feeling. Crash 2 definitely has a lot of that. That if you're smart enough, you can figure some stuff out. Sorry if you hear my buttons. Oh, okay, so that stayed fine. It never made sense that Toronto was at the end of these levels, but I kind of like how they fixed that with this reboot, or, you know, rebuild of the game by having the Cortex just swoop in and take her. Guess he's teasing us? I don't know. Oh, time that back. If I was to pick the best game of the PS1 generation, if say I had to do a top 5, I think I would choose, in no particular order, Spyro 2, CTR, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I mean, obviously, any of those Crash or Spyro games, but to be honest, I never played Metal Gear Solid back then. Like I said, I was a kid, so I wasn't really into, like, just wasn't on my radar yet, I guess. But I'm sure that would have been on the list. Alright. This level usually gives me... I did a practice stream a while back of this with a with a mic that was not as good, so I had, which is what, you know, what the practice was for, but this level was giving me a nightmare just timing it. It's very simple, but it can get away from you. I think I can get him. Whoa. That's... oh my god. Oh my god. This is stressing me out so much. Goodness. This, I mean, we're all watching this, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm getting chills. Oh my god! I just keep thinking I'm gonna miss it. There we go. I was getting cocky with the diagonal jumping. I like Ripperoo. He's the first boss I ever came across since I played Crash 2 first. Alright, I think we'll make it this the last level. I think we'll do that. I think I have to do this in one go though if I want to get the gem. So, meaning I cannot die. I think the bonus levels I'm good, but don't worry guys, I'll get that one. See now this level, I love the aesthetic of it. It's definitely one of the new, we haven't come across this yet, but as this level goes, this is another one of those like brain busters. Trust me. You're supposed to get rid of these bats, the first and the last bat, if you want to get rid of the constant flock of them. I feel like I'm missing something. Get rid of that bat. We've got the activation box, which will light up these boxes over here. Checkpoint. See, this is gonna be stressful because we have to do this all in one go, folks. That is if I'm doing 100%. We'll see. This level will determine it. I probably will do 100%, but we'll see. I think it gets more. Oh, oops. Alright. See what happens when I talk too much? Beautiful. Oh my god. Alright. Can you feel the tension? This is all rhythm. If you have bad rhythm, this will teach you rhythm. See, I wish my 4th grade teacher knew the trials I had to go through. I might have got the multiplication tables handed in, the sheet, the worksheet, but if only we could have streamed and sent this feed to her. It's all about rhythm. You don't want to be impatient, or else you're going to be sent down all the way. I don't know if the Brio stages... His name is N Brio, by the way, like embryo. I don't know if they are required for the gem, but we will do them nonetheless. Woo! I'm just like nailing these right now. Usually I have a lot more trouble with them. If I can get through that in one go, I should be able to do this level. Alright, another hint. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bumper fruit is always your road to salvation. 60! How did we get so many lives? See, if this was the original game, I would not have... Whoa! Okay, sorry. Spoke too soon. This guy does not have like a pattern to him. He just comes at you. That's crazy. I guess the red ones do that? Oh my goodness. This is just annoying. Oh god. I gotta time this. Oh boy. Okay. Trick is to wait for the... Oh, I mean, come on. You're a kid, and this is your... This, like, come on. We're getting into college. This is Ivy League. Maybe not Ivy League, but... Those video games rot your brain. Right? Gotta wait for one. I'm just taking this very slow, because if I die, that's the end. At least for the gem. Oh my god. I gotta get rid of that guy. I don't think I can get rid of him, or else I'm gonna fall. I have to really, like, commit to the jump. Oh my god. I think these are, like, pygmy bats. I don't quote me on that, but they kind of, like... I think if I was a betting man, I'd say they're pygmy bats. I don't even know if that's a real bat or not, but P-Y-G-M-E-Y, pygmy bat. Maybe not EY, but I don't know. All right, bonuses don't count for deaths, but I've been pretty good with bonuses so far. Oh, okay. We're gonna have a little bit of a... I hope that bonuses don't count as your death for the gem, because that would be brutal. I think what I want to do is break the boxes on top before I start really jumping. So I'm gonna give that a go. Okay. You see the idea I'm going with, though? I know there's a better way to do it, like a more simpler way, but I just want to get rid of those top boxes. It's stressing me out. Okay, let's think this through. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? This is the better way. I'm telling you. You know how many times I have died on this part, and I could have just did that? Two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just like I have a system in my head. I know for you guys it sounds like just a bunch of numbers. Trust me. Oh. This is only the beginning of the game, by the way. Once we get to the later levels, later levels, it's gonna be a circus. Alright. Whoa! Alright. I can't believe we have that many lives. I feel like, did I have that, like, 4 lives in the beginning of this game? Oh my goodness. Oh no! No! You seen it here first, folks. That is my heart sinking to my feet. Oh, so we can't get the... Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I feel like I just let down 2 people who are watching this. Oh my god, I can't believe he doesn't get spun. What a jip. Can you believe that? Oh no. Ah, I don't have my slide. Oh man. I know, I just want to get my 82 out of 82 to show you exactly what I'm talking about with how I can't get the... Oh, whoa. After this level, we're gonna call it though. Oh my god. Alright. That's that. It says 82 out of 82, but I can't get it because I died. Nearly perfect, but you died. Alright, so I have prepared a little send-off song for the end of our stream. And it goes like this. This is the end of our... I already messed it up. This is the end of the stream. Playing for you has been a wonderful dream. We hit some highs and we sunk to new lows. Please rate, like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, that didn't rhyme. I'm sorry. Alright, Kev plays out. Sorry.